Good evening. Welcome to the Valley View School Board meeting regularly scheduled meeting for February 12th. I would ask that you silence your cell phones and rise and join us in the Pledge of Allegiance led by Member Baduras. Thank you. Member Sutherland, if you would, please.
Our mission is to empower every learner to be college, career, and life ready and to develop, grow, and achieve as a productive citizen.
Thank you. Moving down the agenda, Dr. Wood.
Yes, thank you, Board President. Quigley, we are seeking your approval of the agenda as presented.
Is there a motion?
Second.
Motion and seconded. Is there any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. The ayes have it. All right. Student and staff recognition. Spotlight video, Nadia Gage, special education teacher, Jane Addams Middle School.
So a chef is in charge of the kitchen. We practice being chefs on what day? Friday. During what class? You got it. Will is leading us today. When I was in high school, I was in Best Buddies and also like a PE peer buddies. And I just truly knew that's where my heart belonged. I'm like, I know I want to work with kids, but this is where I get like my joy and my fulfillment. And so all through, while I was at Illinois State University, I was just in the special ed program, and I was very involved through their Best Buddies program, their Council for Exceptional Children, and so I had a buddy on campus and in the community as well. So chapter 2 says what, Evan?
Chapter 2, tools in the kitchen.
Tools in the kitchen. What do you see there? What are tools in the kitchen?
Based on the short time that you and I have known each other, if I were asked to give one word that describes Nadia Gage, I would go with enthusiasm. Where does your enthusiasm come from?
It's the students themselves. They come with this like wonderful energy, and they just soak it in when you're excited and happy for them. I've obviously had like off days if I'm not feeling good or sick, and they can feel it. Like, they're like, and so I always try to bring that happiness just for them. Like they sense it. If I'm proud of them when they complete something and I cheer them on, they have this big smile plastered on their face. They know they did good and they want to please you. I feel like every student in here tries their absolute best, and when they know you're their biggest cheerleader, they're going to try even harder. Good morning. Now, you want to tell me how you feel today? Yeah. How do you feel?
Happy.
I'm so glad you feel happy. Which friend should we call on now? Do you want to call on Trey or O'Neill? Which one?
Trey.
You got it. Hi, Trey. Communication looks different for each student in my classroom. I have students that use assistive technology devices to communicate. So if I ask them a question, they have like a talker. They're able to tell me about their day, what they need. There's students that are communicating verbally, and ways to accommodate some of those students. I provide them sentence starters and visuals. Yeah, communication looks different for all of them.
Your grandparents made the decision to come from Pakistan to the United States. They made the sacrifice in order to set up future generations of your family. Tell us a little bit about your family's story and how it has gotten you to the point where you are at now.
My dad is one of 10. He's got 5 brothers and 4 sisters, and then himself. And so he had a lot of family come from Pakistan while I was in middle school and high school. So there are kids that did not speak the language and were very new to the country. So I kind of took it upon myself to want to help them and also teach them. And I got so much joy out of it. So I truly do feel like that's kind of where my passion started.
Your husband, Jordan, who teaches here at Jane Addams, is from a family of 6 boys. You and Jordan together have 3 boys of your own. Don't you realize that you have allowed yourself to get outnumbered?
Absolutely. I get a lot of love. I've got lots of mama's boys, but I do feel outnumbered. Lately, they have been dabbling into the sports world. Shocker. So my 6-year-old is playing on a basketball team, and that is also my husband's passion. He coaches here. And I am definitely sometimes a little bit more of I like my hair and my nails and all that, but it's okay. They like to brush my hair for me sometimes. My 3-year-old will come in and say, can I brush your hair? Can I help you with it? So I do feel like they get that side, they'll get that softer feminine side from me.
All right, moving down the agenda, we are at staff recognition, national board certifications. Ms. DiDonato.
Yes, tonight we are proud to celebrate the dedication and achievement of 3 outstanding educators who have successfully completed the rigorous national board certification process. This prestigious certification is a testament to their commitment to excellence in teaching, professional growth, and their unwavering dedication to student success. First, we'll start with Nikki Jones-Fagist, a dedicated educator at Jonas Salk, where the motto is learning and growing every day. She has earned her national board certification, a prestigious achievement that reflects her deep commitment to student success, instructional excellence, and lifelong learning. Ms. Jones-Fagist is a leader in the building who continually strives for growth, both in her own teaching and with her students. She isn't stopping now. She's also working on her doctorate. Nikki, come on down for your certificate. Next, we have Nicole Luo, who is an exceptional Spanish teacher at Bolingbrook High School. She consistently goes above and beyond to support her students. Though this is only her 3rd year in Valley View, she has already demonstrated a strong commitment to include every learner. She is dedicated, passionate, collaborative, and innovative. She supports her colleagues, leads her PLC, and connects with her students while creating a positive learning environment. Congratulations, Nicole. And last but not least, we have Marcelina Amaro, who has been a dedicated teacher at the Dr. James Mitchum Early Childhood Center since 2015. She embodies the motto, all are welcome. Over the years, she has built wonderful relationships with students, families, and staff, making a lasting impact on students through her commitment to excellence and lifelong learning. Congratulations. Do not apologize. He's just excited for you. There you go. Congratulations. Please join me once again in congratulating these remarkable educators for this well-earned achievement.
All right, moving down the agenda, Treasurer's Report. Mr. Renich, if you would, please.
Sure, thank you. The Treasurer's Action Report 6.1 for the month of January includes the normal schedule of financial reports, balance sheets, summary of revenue and expenditures, interim obligations, and debt service payments totaling $11,474,238.57 for your approval.
So move.
We have a motion, we have a second. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, hearing none, roll call vote, please.
Member Campbell? Member Sutherland?
Yes.
Member Buduris?
Yes.
Secretary Sikora?
Yes.
Vice President Zach?
Yes.
President Quigley?
Yes. 6.2.
6.2, the schedule of bills for the month of February. We have 6 funds totaling bills payable of $6,398,019.56 for your approval.
Is there a motion?
Second.
Motion and seconded. Is there any discussion? Roll call vote, please.
Member Sutherland?
Yes.
Member Buduris? Member Campbell?
Yes.
Secretary Sikora?
Yes.
Vice President Zach?
Yes.
President Quigley?
Yes. Mr. Renich.
In your packet, you have 6.3, the summary of investments for the month of January, along with 6.4, state funding update, and 6.5, all schools trust account activity. This is just an informational agenda item.
All right, thank you. I'm not even going to ask about the state funding because it's down to $366,000, which is great. Consent agenda items. Dr. Wood.
Yes, tonight we are seeking your approval of 12 consent agenda items as presented. 7.1 board meeting minutes, January 27, 2025. 7.2 executive session meeting minutes, January 27, 2025. 7.3 gift to Woodview Elementary School. 7.4 resolution 2520 for the appointment of authorized IMRF agent. 7.5 gifts to Irene King Elementary School. 7.6 gift to Brooks Middle School. 7.7 trip for Brooks Middle School. 7.8 resolution 2421 workers' compensation settlement agreement. 7.9 visiting international educators intergovernmental agreement. 7.10 gift to Jonas Salk Elementary School. 7.11 gifts to Romeoville High School, and 7.12 2025 tax appeal.
Is there a motion?
Second.
Motion and seconded. Is there any discussion? If not, a roll call vote would be in order.
Member Campbell?
Yes.
Member Buduris?
Yes.
Member Sutherland?
Yes.
Secretary Sikora?
Yes.
Vice President Zach?
Yes.
President Quigley?
Yes. Liaison reports, any and all from my left? All from my right? Yep, we got it. President Zach.
The first one we have is last week, Board Member Vicki Sutherland and Board Member Elizabeth Campbell and myself and Mayor Mary Basta, we all had a chance to attend Jane Addams Middle School for Principal Sonia Ruse, which was named Illinois Middle School Principal of the Year. And her family was there. And when you're looking around, her family was so proud of her, and she didn't know about that accomplishment because earlier she was here last board meeting, and it was presented shortly after that. So that was a very nice day to see something at Jane Addams. Something happening at Wilco. A couple things that we got going on is that there's a thank you to the ROE, which is the Regional Office of Education, Lisa Caparelli-Ruff. Wilco, where Elizabeth Kaufman, she runs that institution that we have. And for the last 4 years, we were trying to find help for the community emergency response. So the thank you goes like this. Thank you to the ROE for having the new Lennox Community Emergency Response. They have contacted us with the state coordinator who has provided a path towards training for certificates for community emergency response training. We believe this is a great introduction for our students in the introduction of health, fire safety, the CNNs, and the EMTs. They will continue to work towards and having our instructors go through the Train the Trainer program. That program was out there 5 years ago, and for the last 4 years, we've been trying very diligently, and Lisa opened some channels for us, so just want to say a shout out to her, say thank you for that. But also we have the FCCLA, which is a Family, Career, and Community Leaders of America. They had a great weekend, Friday and Saturday, in competing for our early childhood FCCLA students. All earned the gold ratings and will be held at the state in Springfield in April. From Bolingbrook, we have Maria Madrena. From Romeoville, it was Abigail Olez, and also Carla Jimenez. Our culture students who achieved the following at the FCCLA regional this week was Atkins Danielle was the person for that. We do have a welding class over there, but unfortunately, nobody from Bolingbrook or Romeoville got in there. It's something that we're all working on to try to get more of the kids into the unions, and they have great opportunities, and that's what we're trying to strive through, because everybody's not always going to go to junior college, college. These are opportunities that have great paying jobs. We have a lot of work to do to continue to open these doors for people to have better opportunities. That's all I have.
Great, thank you. Anyone else? Illinois General Assembly is off this week. They start next week. The governor will give his state of the state budget and budget address all on the same day at the same time. That's Wednesday at the hour of noon. I think I prefaced this before. The Governor's Office of Management and Budget, GOMBI, has projected a $3.2 billion with a B shortfall budgeting series for this next year. So not this fiscal year, but next fiscal year. That's going to hit the pocketbook around here possibly as well. The evidence-based funding is scheduled to get a several $100 million increase, I believe, but I don't know that that necessarily will happen at the level that it is. I'm not speaking for the members of the General Assembly by any stretch of the imagination, but there's going to be some hard decisions that those folks are going to have to make to close that 3.2, and I've heard higher estimates, I've heard a little lower estimates, but there's various funding things that just aren't coming in to the state now. Gas sales tax is down, so on and so on. So there's lots of different things they're going to have to deal with. But that will be going on next week at the governor's state, where he'll lay out his priorities for how he thinks the dollars should be spent and where the dollars should come from. That said, we will move down the agenda. Board liaison report from our student ambassadors, Miss Lily Chan. Microphone.
Good evening. My name is Lillian Chin, and I am a current junior and proud student ambassador at Bolingbrook High School. Prior to my time here, I attended Jamie McGee Elementary School and Jane Addams Middle School. Before I begin tonight's report, I'd like to extend a huge shout out to three of my favorite teachers. My former 3D art teacher, Mr. B, my former social teacher, justice teacher, Mr. Ploger, and my former Spanish teacher, Mr., or as I know him, Sonia Powers, who wrote me the very recommendation letter that I believed helped me obtain this position. I'd like to thank two of my school administrators, Dr. Pascavage and Dr. Lennox, alongside one of our incredible secretaries, Ms. Jewell, who is always working hard for our students, parents, and staff. Thank you for all that you do. Your impact on students and families goes far beyond what you know. Taking a look back at this week, we had some amazing events take place at our school, including our movie music night concert presented by our Raider bands. It was a joy to be able to perform once again. A huge thank you to Board Member Sikora and Board Member Sutherland for attending. Our annual Lunar New Year Festival also took place last week and had a huge turnout. A huge job well done to all of those behind the scenes who organized the event. Our student ambassadors from both schools had the amazing opportunity to attend the principal's meeting at the Ad Center, where we were able to present and introduce ourselves to some familiar faces. So tremendous well done to all of my fellow ambassadors. And thank you to our head of security, Mr. Fink, for driving the minibus to get to Bolingbrook High School ambassadors safely to and from the meeting. Hashtag the wheels on the bus go round and round. I'd also like to take the time to acknowledge some of the amazing accomplishments made by some of our very own students. Recently, as some of you may know, we became a part of the Southwest Prairie Conference. Well, I am proud to announce that our Scholastic Bowl team was the first to win a Southwest Prairie Conference championship for Bolingbrook High School. A huge shout out to Ryan Vervac, who answered 41% of the toss-ups correctly, giving her a first place medal, and one of our very own student ambassadors, Zoya Mian, who was on the team. This past weekend, the RHS cheer team went to state, and BHS's Model United Nations team had the opportunity to head to Chicago for the Model United Nations of University of Chicago Conference. A huge congratulations to everyone who participated in both events. Our BHS and RHS chess teams, both qualified for state and will be competing this weekend. Good luck to all of those competing. Currently, BHS is celebrating Black History Month. This week is Spirit Week, and we'll be having a Black Excellence Showcase and Poetry Slam to shine a spotlight on some of the incredibly talented students that attend our school. Parents, did you know that today the Parent-Teacher Conference portal opened? This means that you can now begin signing up for parent-teacher conferences with your students' teachers. World Languages Honor Society and National English Honor Society will be hosting their bake sales during the conferences, so be sure to be on the lookout for some quick treats and to support our students. Seeing that this will be my only time I appear on the board for this school year, I'd like to commence with a message to my peers at Bolingbrook High School and anyone else in the audience on a topic that lies very close to my heart, which is diversity. Diversity is a key role at our school, and I can and will assure you that it will always be protected and cherished at Bolingbrook High School. To my peers, I am aware that it is one of the highlights of our school that is talked about over and over again, but I urge you not to take it for granted and to instead cherish our privilege to be tired of hearing it rather than taking it for granted. No matter what path you have taken as parents, staff members, or community members, and what many of us as students will take in life, we are bound to meet people different from us, with contrasting views, backgrounds, and futures. Each and every individual has the right to their own opinion and to voice out their opinion. But I encourage you to remember that at the end of the day, we are all human. Each interaction, whether small or big, is written in stone into people's lives, whether good or bad. So I encourage you to be the positive light in people's lives. No matter what you believe, it is important for students to be introduced to the diverse society that is the United States of America. There is nothing controversial about that. So take the time to appreciate those around you and always treat each other with respect. As my kindergarten teacher, Miss Jordan, would say, and as I'm sure you've heard many times before in your life, treat others the way you want to be treated. It is a simple saying that, if executed well, will take us far in life. Thank you for your time, as I know this has been a longer report.
Very well done and very well said. Thank you very much. Moving down the agenda, audience participation. Is there anybody who wishes to address the board this evening? If so, please state your name and limit your comments to 5 minutes or less. If you have documents you wish to present, please hand them to the clerk.
Good evening. My name is Jennifer Frederick. I'm the parent of a junior at Bolingbrook High School, and my oldest child graduated from BHS in 2023 and is now a sophomore at DePaul University. My oldest child is non-binary. This means that their gender is neither male or female. This also falls under the transgender umbrella. During their time at BHS, they had a largely positive experience. Most teachers were very supportive and very respectful. However, we did encounter issues with one particular teacher. While we unsuccessfully addressed these concerns directly with the teacher, we ultimately did not escalate the matter further because my child, knowing that that was the only teacher that taught that class, asked us not to. In recent weeks, executive orders have been signed at the federal level that mandate discrimination against transgender, non-binary, and gender non-conforming students. These orders include restricting bathroom access and barring schools from supporting students through their transition. In response, several school districts across the country, including Montgomery County in Maryland, San Francisco United, St. Paul Public Schools, and Columbus City Schools in Ohio, just to name a few, have publicly affirmed their commitment to protecting all students, regardless of their gender identity. I want to remind the board and our community that the Valley View School District's mission is to empower every student learner to develop, grow, and achieve as a productive citizen. The strategic plan prioritizes a safe, responsive, and caring culture where all students are valued, respected, and supported. Tonight, I'm asking this board to make a clear and public statement reaffirming this commitment to protecting the rights and dignity of every student in our school district. Now, more than ever, all of our students need to know that their schools will stand behind them. Thank you.
Thank you.
Jennifer's my height, so I'm hoping the microphone is Right. So, hi, my name is Allison Wold, and my kiddo Charlie is an 8th grader at Jane Addams Middle School. Most of you know Charlie as Rosemary, the board members and other community members, but Charlie came out in 6th grade as a transgender male. As a whole, we've had a great experience at Jane Addams with staff and students mostly affirming his gender, calling him the correct name and the correct gender. I was surprised this year that 2 years after coming out, we had a couple of coaches who kept misgendering Charlie in emails saying she. I corrected them right away, and there was no apologies. Oh, sorry, we got that wrong. Admin, we communicated with admin, who swiftly, addressed the issue. And then in person, the coaches still continued to call him her. And I corrected, and there was like a disconnect somewhere. So, but like I said, as a whole, we've been very happy with the way that Jane Addams in Valley View has embraced Charlie as Charlie and him, and I'm hoping that this will continue on to the high school level, that he is treated like Charlie. If you know Charlie is to love Charlie. So I just ask that that continues with the new executive orders. And I wrote things down so I wouldn't cry, so this is my invitation to say please consider continuing embracing children in our district, regardless of their race, their gender, and whatnot. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Jim Fisher, Gavin Trevor Faith. I'm excited to be in America where we have differences of opinion and we can express our differences of opinion. And I do believe there's a pendulum going both ways. And I can tell you that my pronouns are Department of Education is dead, and the other pronoun is DEI, is the practice of lowering standards so that all students are equally dumb. I am going to focus on love today. Valentine's is a few days away, and I'm going to talk about a person named Rosa Parks. If you guys remember her, she was actually associated with a bus. Does anybody remember what did she do on a bus? She refused to get up from a bus and go to someplace else because a white male said, "This is my spot." She had enough. That's it. Well, guess what? Here's what she did. On December 1st, 1955, Parks refused to give up her seat to a white man on a segregated bus in Montgomery, Alabama. This act broke segregation laws in the city. You guys are breaking the rights of women in girls' bathrooms, period. So, me personally, I'm going to, you know what? I love my neighbor Bill. I love you, Liz. I love you, Debbie. But I'll tell you what, I love my daughter. And there's 1,600 girls that are getting screwed over because you guys are letting one boy float around in the girls' bathroom. So I'm going to be like Rosa Parks, and I'm going to sit at the chair that says boys shouldn't be floating around in inadequately infrastructure girls' bathrooms. And I will sit on that chair until that girl, that boy, whatever he is, he's asked to leave and not be in the space of women. And when he's asked by you to stay out of that girl's bathroom, I'll give up my chair and let a girl sit in it. Thank you.
All right. Oh, one more.
Yeah, we got one more. No worries. All right, so good evening, student ambassadors, Board of Education, President Quigley, Dr. Wood, senior leadership, and the overarching Valley View school community. My name is Dr. LeVar J. Ammons. 25-year Bolingbrook resident, proud parent of an honor roll student athlete, and the former Director of Equity and Continuous Improvement right here in the Valley View School District. Now, at the last board meeting, I was passively mentioned and just wanted to come here today to clear a few things up because I got some time today for that. As I understand it, right, there are some folks here in the community that may be a little excited about my departure from the district last month, which was really a difficult decision for me because, again, being here in Valley View and in Bolingbrook for so many years, this place is my home. And I can assure you that that difficult decision didn't come on the heels of an executive order that came down the pike trying to slow down the work of equity, diversity, and inclusion. So with that, I mean, as much as I would hate to break up a good celebration, I'm still here, right? Just in a different capacity, as an engaged parent, as an extremely active community member going forward, so I wanted to make my intentions clear in that regard. Secondly, the work of equity, diversity, and inclusion, and I want to reinstate this to the community and to the people here, and it's already been named already, but it's far from dead, right? It's really, and that's irrespective of any executive order that's coming down the pike. This work is not dead. And I think what most people fail to realize is that equity, diversity, and inclusion is a very American ideal. In the fact that in our schools every day, even here at the start of our board meetings, we begin with the Pledge of Allegiance, right? And when we say one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all, is that part, right? It's the liberty and justice part. It's the liberty and justice about ensuring that we strive for equity, we value diversity, and we remain intentional about inclusion so that every learner has access to opportunities to find success every day, right? So I'll say it again, that equity is not dead. Next, I will then turn our attention to the strategic plan. I'm excited to hear that some community members have already named the strategic plan, because really that strategic plan is what grounds us in our work. It is a document. If you all have not seen it, I would encourage you all to log on to the Valley View website, hit the search bar, and type in strategic plan so you can see those 4 priority areas. And again, turning our attention to it, the strategic plan itself is grounded in equity, right? It's the ethos that guides us in the work that we do as a school district, as board members, as students, as leaders in our community. And when I think about the one priority area that's salient to me, that is the equitable systems priority area, which states that Valley View School District will remove barriers to success for every learner by ensuring equitable practices, access to resources, and inclusive opportunities in order to eliminate disparities in academic and social outcomes. All right, so then with that, when we think about these priority areas, objective number 1 underneath that equitable systems component is about the student experience, and really speaking to the idea of suspensions and expulsion rates will reflect the student demographic enrollment status. Right? And that's a challenge that we're facing that's alive and well here in Valley View School District. But I will say that it's not exclusive to Valley View, right? We're talking about a national phenomenon here that's wrapped in the context of our history that shows up in ways that our outcomes are predictable by race, right, and culture when it comes to the discipline process. There is overrepresentation of students of color in our system, and I will say that it's unacceptable. So with that, we have to do more in addressing this challenge, and in doing more, we have to do it in obviously an efficient way, because I am well aware that the plate is full with the work that we're all doing. And again, we have to do it because, again, our students deserve it. Lastly, student ambassadors. You have an incredible opportunity to use your voice in this space. I love, and we all love to hear about all the fantastic things that are happening here in Valley View, and there is tons to celebrate. There's no shortage of things to celebrate in our district, right? But I would also challenge you to respectfully engage with our leaders here and with our community members and let them know what can we do better in Valley View, right? And I also would challenge our leaders to actively and authentically listen to students because they know better than we do about in terms of what they need. So I would encourage you, challenge you to do that. I'll close with saying thank you for the opportunity to speak tonight. Thank you for the opportunity to serve Valley View in the way that I did over the last 3.5 years. I love everybody in this space. Happy Black History Month, and I look forward to a collaborative partnership and working on some of these challenges that we have in the district. Again, I'm still here to work, so thank you much, and I appreciate you all. We'll be in touch, and we'll talk soon.
Thank you. Oh, yep. Hi there.
Hi. All right, my name is Suzanne Otto. I live here in Bolingbrook. My kids are out of the district. I came because I do read the meeting minutes. Once they're posted on the district, I like to know what's going on. I read
Closer to
the,
microphone
sorry.
a little bit. Thank you.
I did read the minutes from last meeting. I am disturbed, disgusted by the hate. Like I said, I had 2 kids through here. And I'm sorry, I'm really nervous. My youngest one first came out as non-binary several years ago and recently transgender. And again, horrified by the hate of our current president, horrified by the hate that I'm hearing from other people in this district. And my heart goes out to the 2 moms that came here much more well-prepared than I am, because I can understand what they're going through. The kids, people who are transgender, and again, I can't fully relate because I don't know what they're going through. I don't feel that same way, but I fully support the community. And I imagine they want to be treated just like everybody else. Not be treated different, not be treated like they are freaks or something's wrong with them, because that is not the case. When my child transitioned, it didn't change who they were. They are still the same person. She is still the same person. She is still smart. She is still caring, creative as can be. And that doesn't change because the kids change their gender. So if you want to talk about Rosa Parks and the white man, you're the white man now saying that these transgender kids should not be allowed the same rights, and that is not true. And I don't believe that, and I think a lot of people don't believe that. And I'm asking the district to protect the rights of these kids. That's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, moving down the agenda. Ms. DiDonato, action report 10.0, 10.1.
Action for 10.1 is the Consolidated Action Report for Certified, Classified, and Administrative Personnel. The administration is respectfully seeking your approval on all items as presented.
Motion? Motion is seconded. Is there any discussion? Roll call vote, please.
Member Badouris?
Yes.
Member Campbell?
Yes.
Member Sutherland?
Yes.
Secretary Sikora?
Yes.
Vice President Zach?
Yes.
President Quigley?
Yes. 11.1, Mr. Renich.
11.1 Site Improvement Project at Irene King Elementary School. At the November 18, 2024 Board Meeting Information Report was presented identifying the need for the site improvements at Irene King and R.C. Hill. The project was publicly advertised and bids were opened and read out loud on January 24th. 9 contractors submitted bids. The lowest responsible bidder was Mainville Construction Company. So the administration is recommending that the Board of Education approve the contract with Mainville Construction Company for the site improvements at Irene King for a total amount of $575,065 as presented.
So moved.
Second.
Motion and seconded. Is there any discussion? Roll call vote, please.
Member Sutherland?
Yes.
Member Campbell?
Yes.
Member Badouris?
Yes.
Secretary Sikora?
Yes.
Vice President Zach? President Quigley?
Yes. 12.1, no report apparently, Dr. Polson. Moving down the agenda, Dr. Wood, board meeting dates 25-26.
Yes, Board President Quigley, information regarding the 25-26 school year board meeting dates was presented at the January 27th board meeting tonight. We are seeking your approval of the 25-26 board meeting dates as presented.
Second.
Motion and seconded. Is there any discussion? Roll call vote, please.
Member Campbell?
Yes.
Member Buduris?
Yes.
Member Sutherland?
Yes.
Secretary Sikora?
Yes.
Vice President Zach?
Yes.
President Quigley.
Yes. Dr. Wood, Superintendent update.
Yes, I'm happy to share an update for this evening. And we have reached a milestone. There we go. We're celebrating 100 days of school attendance. And as you can see from the images, quite a few things are happening across the district. Jamie McGee students celebrated with a Let It Snow Day, not to be confused with a snow day, but at Oakview, second graders celebrated 100 Days Brighter Glow Day with glow sticks. That's a pretty cool picture, lighting up the room. And at the James Mitchum Early Childhood Center, in their giraffe room, towers of 100 cups were built, and all of these events are in recognition of 100 days of school. And it's a milestone for our students across the district as they continue with their learning journey. Just a reminder for all community members and families specifically, we have our very first Family Empowerment Symposium scheduled for Saturday, February 22nd at Brooks Middle School. The times are 9 to 2 p.m. And at that time, families from across the district are invited to come out to learn about different ways that they could work with, support, and engage their students, and also take advantage of a community resource fair where there'll be tons of resources available for families, including parents and students, to take advantage of. So we encourage everyone to come out to the Family Empowerment Symposium. Just a reminder, kindergarten enrollment begins February 28th. Some important upcoming dates, February 12th and 26th are early release days. We do not have school on Monday, February 17th. It's President's Day. And Monday, February 24th is our next board meeting. Thank you, and that is the end of my report.
Computer went off. Capital improvement projects, 14.2.
Each year, Valley View School District undertakes the necessary infrastructure improvements in order to maintain its facilities so that they are capable of supporting learning environment. In many cases, these projects have previously been identified in the district's long-term capital improvement forecasting and prioritized based on immediacy, repair, replacement, and budgetary parameters. These projects were presented and discussed at the last two Facilities and Finance Board Advisory Committee meeting in detail. This is an informational report for your review. Our architects and consultants will work to develop the final scope, schedules, and costs for each of these projects.
All right, thank you. Moving down. Another one for you, Mr. Renich. Interfund transfers.
So for the 2024-2025 budget, the Education Fund and the Operations and Maintenance Fund will need to transfer funds to support the Capital Projects Fund. More specifically, the purpose of this transfer is for the expansion of the Early Childhood Center at Oakview. Pursuant to the Illinois School Code, the district will need to have a public hearing at the next Board of Education meeting. Again, this is just an informational report for the Board of Education with the intention to present a formal recommendation for approving the interfund transfer at the next board meeting.
All right, and I think the last one's yours as well. Depositories.
So the Illinois School Code mandates that the Board of Education designate depositories for school district funds. The depository institutions were last reviewed in 2009. The district has not updated the list of approved depositories since that time. Establishing an updated list of approved depositories will allow the district to competitively bid its investable funds, ensuring it secures the most favorable interest rates available. For your reference, a copy of the resolution establishing the depository of school funds is attached. Again, this is just an informational report for the Board of Education with the intention to bring a formal recommendation at the next Board of Education meeting.
Thank you. Moving down the agenda, Legal Services Report.
No report.
Thank you. Valley View Council Report, 604. Valley View Office Personnel Council. Apparently no report. Transportation. Ditto. Any old business before the board this evening? Any new business before the board this evening? As always, Freedom of Information requests are sent to Mr. Blaney, our Freedom of Information Officer, and are available on our website. Any announcements by the board from my right?
I have two announcements. The first announcement comes from Nicole Murray from Habitat for Humanity. She's reaching out to the community partners. We are asking that you provide a community service. You know 911 is for emergencies. Help us introduce the 211 service, a free, confidential, and easy way to connect individuals with essential community resources. This service provides information on health, housing, employment, and other support services. Should a disaster occur in the community, this will be the means that the Will County Long-Term Recovery Committee will use to connect with the community. Creating awareness is a key for success. That was from our partner, from Nicole Murray from Habitat for Humanity. And they're from the United Way of Will Counties asking the same thing. Also, one other, Bolingbrook Lions Club's having their St. Patrick's Day dinner dance on March 15th at 2025 at the Levy Center.
And tickets are $30 for that.
Can I go?
Get full plate food. Any other from the right? Any from the left? Secretary Sikora.
I remind you that March 7th, Friday night, is the Valley View Educational Enrichment Foundation dinner. That dinner is probably our biggest fundraiser that we have for the whole year. We have a lot of grants out there this year, so please come and help us out.
I just wanted to acknowledge the folks who put on the Black History Month event at Bolingbrook High School. I don't know how many years it's been going on. It's at least 25, I think, or something in the neighborhood. And I was not able to attend, but I have attended many times, and it's always a great program. And I understand it was a very good program this year as well. And they gave out 3 scholarships, which is fantastic, to help kids in the community. And for the ladies that came up to address stuff, I think this district treats everybody with respect and love, and we will continue to ensure that that is done the best of our ability as long as I'm sitting here. And I think a lot of the people in the district feel the exact same as I do. So thank you for your comments, and we do appreciate that. Moving down the agenda, any announcements by the administration?
Yeah, just wanted to once again thank and congratulate the National Board Certified Teachers for going above and beyond. Not only did they develop themselves professionally, going through a rigorous program, the skills that they learned will be on display and has been on display in their classroom. So it certainly is very helpful to the Valley View School community. And congratulations once again for their efforts in attaining that status. And then also too for our board ambassadors, just really again, thanks on behalf of our leadership team for coming to our principals meeting last week to talk about the district-wide initiative that we look forward to hearing more about in terms of just bringing the community together. Thank you for that. And that's all that I have. Thank you.
If there is no further announcements, we are supposed to be getting some pretty heavy-duty weather on Wednesday, so we will update as we go along with if it will be a remote learning day or if it will be a in-class or Wednesday, Thursday, whichever day it is. I'm not a weatherman, but we'll just have to keep an eye on that. But supposedly we're getting between 6 and 10 inches of snow. So thank you very much for your attendance this evening. Motion to adjourn would be in order. Motion and second. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign. Thank you and have a good night and safe. Oh, and happy Valentine's Day coming up.